Greetings. I'm back live again, okay? Welcome to my crazy day, my crazy season, my crazy life. Okay, so this is a video I'm doing again for fire element, okay? Um, so you guys can call me Lucky, all right? I'm going to be doing tarot and psalms for you, okay? I'm going to be reading doing elemental readings to start. After that, I'm going to be discussing some psalms with you and reading psalms and talking about how to use these psalms from the Bible in a practical, magical way for you to continue to manifest the things that you desire, or to ward off things that you don't desire. Okay, so we're going to get started. I've been reading today and had lots of crazy adventures in tarot today. So I'm going to be rocking my selenite, and we're going to be reading this for you guys, okay? Hit it up for the fire signs. Okay. All right. Let's get it popping. Okay, fire. I don't like to pick up cards and read them from the floor. I will, however, look at them, put them back in the deck, and see if they come back, okay? But we really want to tap into the fire element here. It's been raining all day, and the sun's come out, so it's the perfect time for powerful fire reading, okay? And I'm a Leo sun sign. I'm a Leo sun sign, so I'm all about the fire. Okay, I'm gonna try to frame this. Okay, we're getting that fire element. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. If you would like a free reading, please comment in the box. You can reach me. Actually, no one's here. So you can reach me at theharlequincafe at gmail.com. I'll give you a $10 private reading. About 15-30 minutes. Okay. Boom. Start right. Okay. Wow, for this to be a fire reading, there's no fire. Oh no, there's a little bit of fire. Okay, at the bottom of the deck. Talking about fire signs, moving on, okay? Okay, you're realizing that, generally, you're realizing that something needs to be moved on from, and when the timing is right, you're just gonna have to pick up your stuff, focus on your own personal goals and desires and things that you want to accomplish in the way, you really want to think about your response. Ultimately, you want to think about your response, and you kind of want to take your own single cup with you and bounce out. Okay, you've either already finished all these other drinks, or you've vetted these drinks and realized that none of these are the Holy Grail. None of these are wine. They're all water, and you found the one that was wine, and you're taking it with you. Okay, and this is actually similar a bit to the Five of Cups reversed. In that sense, you're taking 2 cups with you somewhere else. This time you're taking 1 cup. And what I appreciate about that is that sometimes it's kind of like the Ace of Cups, but it's for yourself, okay? You're focused on what your priority is. You're focused on what is important to you in your life, okay? And you're taking that cup with you and you're moving on, okay, to greener pastures, away from this watery, rocky, and uncertain area into something that's just much more stable and part of your own personal vision, okay? And that's more in line with your core and your deep truth. So it's really important in general about what's over this reading is about your response. And I am seeing fire. Now, I'm seeing fire in the deck as cards are trying to pop out and peek out of the deck, okay? These are other energies that are here about your own glory and your own accomplishment and getting to the end of difficult tasks of development and building, okay? So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to move this so that you can see the spread. Leave my other cards here. We're not going to be reading from this, but this is a really cool book. If you like Chic Cicero, Experiencing the Kabbalah, if it's inverted, sorry. Okay, Experiencing the Kabbalah. This is a great book that gives you lots of cool information about the tarot from a Kabbalistic point of view and how the tarot aligns on the tree of life. Okay. So now let's reveal this to you. Okay, let's check it out. So we've got these cards here at the crown. Okay, that's more of the supernal world. Okay, we've got this. Maybe I should do it. Ooh, I'm probably going to adapt the spread. Okay. All right. Okay, so now this is basically my Celtic cross variation. Okay, what I do here with the Celtic cross is I do the classic Celtic cross Okay, I do the classic Celtic cross. The difference with what I do is that I consider this to be the querent, this middle position card. This will be the querent. This is what crosses. This is what I use is what is at the feet or in the hands, something for them to use or that they can quickly find in their environment and use for their benefit. This has to do with the past, distant past, not distant past, recent past. This has to do with in your mind and your own personal goals. This one has to do with the outcome. Okay, it's very similar to the classic Celtic cross, but obviously a bit modified. Now, what I also do is I do my cards. So I'll lay this out and then I'll do this. My cards here, here. Okay. All right. And because the nature of how I've just kind of mixed these cards up, I'm probably going to reshuffle. But what I'll be able to do is I'll be able to cross up and down, line by line by line, boop, 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 okay, and see how these 10 cards all work together energetically. What that will help me to avoid doing is, yeah, this reading wants to be redone. What that will help me avoid doing is pulling out too many cards, okay, and just pulling cards, okay. So I'm going to continue to experiment with that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for tuning in, okay. You can call me Lucky. This is Lucky 7 Tarot and Psalms. This is actually a project on behalf of my other project called the Harlequin Cafe, okay. I sell organic coffee from New Orleans. If you want some organic coffee shipped to you, you can email me, or you can go to Amazon.com, the Harlequin Cafe, or you can go to Facebook.com/the Harlequin Cafe and begin to get that organic coffee from New Orleans. Or I also have a hot chocolate. Now, I didn't think the hot chocolate would be as popular, but the hot chocolate is like my best product. But if you want some hot chocolate from Ghana, Shade grown, seagull origin. It's also organic, but you know, they can't afford the organic stuff, the organic labels and stuff. But and it keeps it cheaper. Okay, but if you want some of that coffee, chocolate, other intoxicating exotic flavors, call me. Okay, I'm a Scorpio rising, so I'm all about potions and stuff like that. All right. House of Slytherin, baby. All right, my friends, here we go. Fire sign reading. So I did show you the version of the Celtic cross that I used for this. Then I will be using these awesome gold-plated cards to do your luck reading. These are 24 karat gold plated cards. Super awesome. All right, fire. Michael, guide me. Speak to me. Fire, 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 fire. All right. Okay, so I'm redoing that simply because the energy changed. And now we're going to see also what's similar about these things, okay? I'm going to have to make a separate video just about the spread, so I don't have to do this every time. But that's why I'm only doing the elemental energies, because it's 4 different, it's just 4 different videos and 1 million hours. Okay. Okay, my lovely friends. So this is us, fire. Okay, I'm a Leo sun. So this is all of us. All right. This is us about, this is the page of swords. This person is coming in with serious speed and passion about something, but, you know, it has a message, but, you know, it may be a reserved message. It may be like something that they're keeping to themselves, something that they're holding on to privately and reserving for themselves, and not really being so concerned about everyone's feelings necessarily as they come in to say what they've got to say. Now, it may be solid or not solid. Okay, that's us right now. We're the ones holding that message. Okay, we're the ones with that page of sword, that impetuous young energy that is so sure of itself and confident, even in a lack of full comprehension of the situation. You know, there may clearly be delusions, and there may clearly be confusions, and there may be clearly misperceptions. You see here, the birds. Okay. And contemplation also. Okay, so we have got a lot of passion. It doesn't mean that we're actually right. Hey there, Champagne. You want to write reading? Okay. Now, crossing us is the start. Crossing us has to do with our own reserves and our supernatural reserves, and those who bless us and spiritually give us their energy and power and supply us. Okay. This creature is supplied by supernatural beings. This creature is in its proper alignment. This creature is doing the work that the gods have asked. Okay. And that's crossing us. Okay. So we're young and we're energetic, but we've got a massive task over us. Okay. Fire signs. Okay. We have an appointment and an anointing that is going to ultimately lead us to some really I just see like new vistas and it's something small almost that's going to turn into something big. Okay. All right, we've crossed that. We're still here waiting. We're still here with the TikTok. We're still here with the elemental energies not being integrated, but actually separated, and the universe kind of recalibrating and calculating and considering, you know, karmically who deserves what, who's finished what, and kind of like taking score. You know, so what we've got to work with us and what's in our hands and at our feet is patience, is timing. Is that the timing, even though the timing is not right, the timing is on our side, okay? And that while we're sitting here waiting, there are other energies moving around and taking care of us, okay? Taking care of us in the way that we need. What we got in our past is a sense of isolation and a sense of a snail pace and waiting for this like promised money, or waiting for this potential income, and waiting for this sort of sense of feeling, even a feeling of success, you know, and waiting for a feeling of success. And it's been elusive to us. And I think that partially it's just because of the timing and all the cooking behind the scenes and all the other efforts that are happening behind the scenes that are actually setting us up and orchestrating these events. And the truth is that we're being moved like chess pieces, and a lot of us, all elements, are being moved like chess pieces right now. Okay, another thing I see quickly here is that I've got the sun and the moon. Okay, I've got, in this reading, I've got this other lunar signifier here, okay, on the Eight of Cups. I've got the Wheel of Fortune here, and it's reversed, but it's still the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so we're talking about astrological alignments here. All right, now I am not good enough to read some of the astrological energies going on here, but you can rest assured that things are happening to a proper time, and that things are rooted in a divine time and a divine alignment, and that it's up to us to sit and wait and obey those forces, so that when it's time for us to act, we're in alignment and we're ready to go. Okay. Hi, Champagne. Did you say hi? You know, we're trying to move on here, but what we really need to move on is not necessarily in a material, physical way. We've got to move on in our hearts and our minds, and what is in our sense of values. Okay. We've got to say, what is valuable to me? Okay. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cups. Okay. Now you think of the 5 of cups, and we can remember that this has to do with some domestic quarrels. This can have to do with a lack of compassion, and you know, a bit of like a, you know, some domestic squabbles, and that's in our head. Okay. But also here we've got the 3 of cups. It's about coming together. Okay. Who do you want to come together with? When you're walking and moving on and taking your cup with you and saying, you know what, these other cups were bull and bogus, and I'm going to take my cup and move on with my passion and what I offer. To who? Where are you going? Who are you leaving behind? Okay. What is your goal here? What is your goal? Where are you trying to get to? Where are your true deep passions? Okay. And so now, once we go from that moving on position, you know, this whole sense of waiting, we're still coming here to this, you know, and what I'm seeing here is that, you know, I don't see money moving the way that it should be moving for Leos and fire signs. I'm saying Leos because I'm a Leo, but I mean fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I'm concerned that money is not moving the proper way. Okay. That money is not released and not freed up, and that you're not being able to, here's my dog, that you're not being able to get the stuff done that you need to get done. because the money's not moving properly. Okay. And so you have to ask yourself, where is the obstruction in money coming? Okay. All right. The environment here is, we see that it is has to do with the situation, not the environment. The situation has to do with this much needed surgical amputation, really. You know, the situation is about what must be cut off for the benefit of the whole organism. You know, is that some tumors got to be cut out. Okay, some cysts, some poisons got to be cut out. Got to let that blood out. Okay, and that's the ultimate. That's kind of the situation we're in, and letting that go. The environment is a stable environment. Okay, the environment gives us the benefit of stability and poise and the ability to kind of like regroup and collect ourselves and just refresh ourselves and get back to it kind of a status quo. Okay, so that's really helpful for fire energy. Coming into our hopes and fears is that we are really hoping to be at the end of a long struggles of building, long struggles of development, things that we've been working on for a long time, things that we've been laboring on and passionate over, things that we haven't given up on, things that we've had just this enduring passion and enduring labor and this loyalty to and this fortitude toward. You know, we've got to keep our faith that those things aren't going to be falling away. Ultimately, you know, and this also makes me think of children, in addition to the star card, you know, because this is more of a spiritual child. This is more of the physical, literal child. Okay, this is more of like Christos, and this is more like Jesus, the guy born, Yeshua ben Yosef, the person born to humans, you know. And this is the person born of God. Okay, so that's in the reading, the star and the moon, and this is also lets us to consider astrological alignments. Okay, and what remembering that the sun is a star. Okay, and so that this binary star energy has to do with you and the Creator, you and God. Okay, and how do you two interact with each other? And as if none of these other things are real, and none of these other people are real, and none of these other things are real factors for you or real relationships. The relationship ultimately is between you and that higher power. Okay, this is in reverse. Now, this sometimes is the sun shining too brightly and burning that fair skin. Okay, this is sometimes I'm getting a bad vibe from this one. I'm getting like a vibe of like this searing, like this searing kind of stare. Okay, like laser vision, Superman's laser vision. Like you're like, I can't kill you. Okay. Hey, Bobo. My dog is so funny. So cute. Hey, Bobo. What you doing? He's a good boy. He's a good boy. He's a good doggy. Okay. Okay, lay down. Sit. He's 10 years old. He's so old. He's older than like all my kids, all my students. All right. All right, here we go. So if this is too long, just fast forward the speed. Okay, just make it faster. All right. Okay, so that was a general thing. Now I'm going to start crossing over, and we're going to start looking deeper into this. Okay, and what I'll do next time is start saving this for extended reading. Okay, but today it's free. Okay, so right now in our kind of like underworld, we're dealing with the fact that this kind of separation and amputation is taking us time to, you know, it needs to take its time to kind of like finalize and come through. In order to lead us to this new energy and a new sense of prosperity, a new sense of personal balance, and a new sense of here, let's do this. Okay. So this is leading us to this time of pause and this time of like this time of calibration and this time of restudy and touching up on our notes and leading us to a place of really just a greater sense of stability and prosperity for ourselves. We're leaving this energy of difficult relationship, difficult love, and moving to a place of physical stability and a bounty, even if it's temporary, even if it's temporary, it's still a nice time. Okay. Before you create a more permanent situation for yourself. From there, we've really got to consider the question of, okay, I see that money wasn't moving to me. And I've been working hard. I've been working hard on this home and that the money isn't moving to me. Okay. I've been working hard and that the money isn't moving to me. And I'm not being invited and I'm not being recognized. Okay. But what we see beneath that, regardless, is if you're being recognized. If you're being recognized for it or not, you're still getting it done. You still did the thing. Okay. You still are a badass. Okay. You still built it. Okay. Whether you're recognized for it or not. And if this is nothing but a skill set that you take with you, then take that skill set with you and consider that to be a treasure and something that you can redeem from this situation. Now we're coming here to talking about outcomes. Okay. We're talking about what's in our head, our hopes, our goals to move on into a greater sense of our own personal values. And then even still beyond that, as we move on, it's still going to be a problem. It's still going to be people not liking it. It's still going to be some issue about children or some issue about contempt. And this isn't normally this energy that you would get from the Sun card. I'm doing a very intuitive reading. But there's clearly a frustration about the fact that the money isn't coming to you and that you're sitting here waiting. But the fact that you're waiting is good. It's like what you're being asked to do. Okay. Okay. And this is starting to reveal those emotions, those darker emotions that I'm seeing here in the sun. And everyone, a lot of people are like, oh, the sun is such a great card. The sun's your daddy. Okay. The sun's awesome, or the sun's totally putting you in check. Okay. All right. Okay. So the issue here is that there's a separation. It's like you're mad about the money. You're mad about this. You're mad about this upset. And that this children, like you're angry about children or you're angry about the children. This is probably my own personal thing. But even that the children are angry or it's like things that should be lined up are not lining up because this flow is not happening. The flow of money is being held back. The flow is being held back. This flow of renewal is being held back somehow, and you're not receiving and you're not able to give. So it's like a river of money that's not working right now. Even though it's still like this river and this current of finance, but it's like not working. It's like the valve is turned off in this off position, and we've got to figure out how to twist it back over. And someone is holding back this potential, which is making you angry because you want that stuff to be invested into something stable. You want that stuff to be working and moving, and it's upsetting you because things aren't coming to fruition and the sun isn't shining on you in the way that you feel it should be, in the way that you feel you've earned and deserved. Okay, but ultimately, yeah, you're going to have to we have a moment here while the energy is turned off like that. It's almost like this. How can I phrase this? It's like, why aren't you participating? Why aren't it's the question you're maybe asking, like, why aren't you getting on board with this? Like, what's the holdup? What's the problem? Because what's beneath this river and this hard work, once this river valve is turned on, is that, it's getting hot. And this pressure is building up because the stuff isn't flowing. And so the ground is getting hot. Okay, people are getting upset. Where's the water? Where's the money? Where's the resource? Where's the flow? Okay. All right. Let's come here and expound on some of this. Expound on some of this here. Reveal more about the Wheel of Fortune, what's at our feet to work with. Okay, and when we've got these major arcana like this, we're talking about I just see the heavenly bodies really involved with this, in the sense of the supernatural heavens, the energetic heavens, your own personal personification of the deity, of God, and the literal heavens of the sun and the moon all around here. It's all about alignment, and it's all about these things lining up together at the right proper time. And so that's kind of the challenge. Okay, so the question is, how can we reset our values? How can we reset our values in this time, so that when that flow opens, we're going to know exactly what to do, and exactly where to put that energy, and hopefully fix that valve so it doesn't turn off anymore. So frustrating. Okay, because there's so much potential here. There's so much potential in this fire reading that is just simply going to waste and withering up. Until there's a focus, until people can start to focus, start to create a greater sense of their own priorities and the things that are the most important, and all this other illusory foolishness, secrets revealed, just clarity about what's going on. Clarity is coming about what's going on. Absolutely. Okay, and we don't have to suffer like this. It's just not fair. Youngie? Okay. Go sit. Box, go. So here we are, crossed with this withholding. Now the devil reversed. Okay, so this withholding has been here, and the devil has basically been sitting here in the river. Okay, and sitting blocking this thing. But what's happening is that the devil's getting upturned. Okay, and you're going to be able to box. Good boy, sit. Good boy, sit. Sit. Good boy. Okay. All right. So the devil's getting turned over, and a lot of that has to do with timing. And I'm almost thinking that it just had to do with giving the devil enough rope to hang itself. Okay. Because these guys are getting liberated down here. This is all about liberation. Okay. It's like the devil is sitting here in the blocking the thing, and like sitting in the river and blocking the flow and not coming to you. But people are tracking it back to the source. People are tracking the problem to the source. Okay. And it just takes time for people to start to like get on board and read what's going on and read the symbols. And the thing is that some of us, you know, we're able to read things sooner and faster and better than other people, especially if we're highly intuitive. I've got a lot of water in my chart. I'm a Leo rising with a Cancer moon sign and a Scorpio rising. So, you know, I have a certain, you know, sensitivity. Other people don't have that sensitivity, and it's been taking time for them to catch up. Okay. And that's something that, you know, some of us fire signs need to chill out because we're being put on hold because it's too much fire, I feel like. And that we, even still with the absence of fire, the unfortunate thing is that there's the absence of water, but there should be water here. Okay, so we're doing our part by reserving and turning down the fire, but you know, the water is not doing its part. Okay, so the situation here is more elaborated on with the Queen of Cups. Okay, is that we've got this separation and this amputation of something that is toxic and something that is poisonous. And it's like, wait a minute, I think you're sick. And I need to take this poison out of here. I've got to take this pollution out of, it's like something floating in your cup, something in your drink. And you're like, oh, there's a fly in there, you know, and you've got to fish it out. Yeah, it's like taking the hook out of the fish, you know, taking the fly out of your wine or something. Like, you know, it's like something's jacking up your whole sense of comfort and personal sovereignty, and in touch, you know, being in touch with yourself in a way that you feel secure and confident and poised and just at a certain peace and grace and confidence. You know, you don't have those worries and anxieties. Something is made that a little bit toxic, so we've got to fix that. The situation. This is actually the environment. So the environment. It's talking about how you can't move. You know, you're not moving on from this work that you've already done, and this stuff that's yours. Like, it's like you're not moving on from it, and you're not able to, not moving on from it. And I'm also wondering, not moving into it, not moving into this prosperity, not moving into this home, not moving into this stable environment, because these blocks are here. You know, now the past was definitely like stuff not coming to you and people talking shit and being averse to you, and setting up adversity, and really kind of thinking that they're better than you. But we've got to be considering the coin very carefully and considering what is ours and what is not ours. Like, what is our money and what are our bills? Okay. What's our responsibility and what's our resource? Okay. So you've got to be putting that money where it's supposed to be going. Okay. And you've got to, that's in your mind and that's in your hope. And that's what you want to move on with your spiritual values and invest in yourself and invest in your future, and invest in the things that are important to you. Youngie, I'm going to feed you. Okay. Invest in the things that are important to you. And while these things are happening, while we're in this holding pattern, we've got to start earmarking money and start earmarking and saying, this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. Because when it comes, and you've got to keep the faith, when it comes, when it turns on, because remember, we're moving the devil. The devil's getting out of the way. People are finding out, oh, it's the devil. It's the devil. They're saying it in the river, blocking it. Is that once that starts to flow, you want it to get where it needs to be, because these things are desperate for that money. These things are desperate for that physical resource. Okay. And people are getting upset about it. Okay. And in the future, we see, that this actually goes back to that devil card, because they're not giving you, the money's not going where it's supposed to go. But I am seeing the flow starting to happen here. But someone is there's a certain feminine energy here that I'm not going to say it's feminine energy. It's like someone is not as smart as they think, or someone is not doing what it's like. It's like someone thought they knew better, but they didn't. And they thought that they could hold things inside and kind of stand back and not participate. And but it just makes them look naive and foolish. It just makes them look like the problem. Whoever is obstructing this or whatever is obstructing this, it just makes them look like they're the problem. And that person is going to be, I almost want to say forced, but something about this is going to make this person be like, oh, okay, and figure out that they've got to be an active player here and start getting this stuff going on. Because that responsibility, a lot of that stuff is going to come onto them, and people are going to start to realize, like, you don't really have it together like you thought, or your little scheme and plan isn't really working out the way you thought it was, is it? And coming to this final outcome, the Ten of Pentacles reversed. How frustrating. This is frustration. And that stability isn't there, and that the prosperity isn't manifesting. And that the end of the drama isn't quite over yet, because someone is out of their station. Someone is beyond their authority. Someone thinks that they're this, but they're not. And they just fucked everything up. And they may not even know it, and they may be so naive. But what that person is going to see is that the loop of money, they're going to start to see, oh, it's starting to get hot, isn't it? It's starting to dry up in this riverbed, isn't it? Because we're all in that river, and we're all connected through this energetic way. And when something is obstructed, you're obstructing yourself. Okay? If you're blocking a river, you're blocking your own blood flow. Okay. You know, and it's just a shame and it's a loss that things aren't, you know, you know, if anything, I would say it's a great total loss. It is a withering of a diminishing of value, but, you know, it's definitely diminishing of value, you know, so we've got to figure out how can we unbind this energy or bind this energy, but unbind, you know, bind the devil, unbind the river of resource and money and just blood flow, you know, and be able to satisfy these things that are calling out. You know, and your hope is to move on and continue to move on, but your hope is also to move on in love, okay? And move on in, yeah, this whole sense of moving on, and how I was telling you about the Five of Cups, if I didn't mention that already, okay? You know, is that these things are, this is about you ultimately saying what's important to me and moving to that. Because a lot of this diminished value, you might have to just peace out. You might just have to move on from this. I see my neighbors are back. They are so loud. So, you know, the important thing is to wonder, do I need to move on from this diminished value, this thing I've been waiting for, this thing I've been putting my effort in and building, and I see it going nowhere because the valve's been turned off because it's been blocked by some treacherous, naive Jezebel. Okay. You want to how do we deal with this and bind this energy? How do we cope with this? It's getting so loud. My neighbors, my dog is snoring. Okay, I urge you to watch this on fast forward. It's too slow. I watch all my astrology and all my tarot stuff on fast forward because everyone's so like pensive, thoughtful. They're talking about other things, other environmental things going on. Now I see. Okay, this is how we're going to try to get through this stuff. I'm doing another added reading. I'll probably take this to the end of the hour simply because. Okay. There is no bottom of the deck, ironically. At the top of the deck, okay, so dealing with the situation in general, I'm seeing 3 kings. Okay. 3 kings. And this little upstart, this little hot tamale guy needs to chill out. Okay. Calm down that passionate. Take a back seat in a way. You're not the star. You're not trying to be the star of the show. You want to cool those and be compassionate and serving and you know, be the usher of the show. You know, the custodian of the show, not the star of the show. Okay. Again, not getting that satisfaction, not getting that wish fulfilled, not getting that that harmonious vibe that you should be receiving from a partner or from the from the universe, really. But this again is a patient and steady king. And that regardless, that money comes to him and money is his. Okay. And when we talk about three kings, it makes me think of the gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh that were given to the, you know, at the given to young Yeshua in the Gospels. Jesus, if you don't know who he is. Okay. And but the good news, okay, is really good. Okay. The good news is that, you know, this offer is coming in and this message of money is coming in and possibly someone giving you a gift or a deposit of some kind. Okay. And that's going to help you reconnect with, you know, a certain level of sweetness. Maybe people from the past, like loved ones, children. I'm seeing things being reunited, and that you're going to have something's going to come in to enable you to start healing this situation and start making a headway and start opening lines of communication with those that have been cut off and satisfying those that are sitting and waiting for you. Your advice is to if you have to fight, fight. If you have to play to win, play to win. Win it. Okay? And everyone's feelings, blah, 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 are not more important than your feelings. You don't owe anyone anything. Okay? You don't owe anyone anything. And that you're going to be able to partner up. Something different is coming. Okay? Something different's coming is what I really see. Is that a lot of that other stuff is gone and that you're going to have to find a new way and a new channel and a new that you know, it's got to be a new riverbed, because, you know, unless that obstruction is moved, and if that obstruction stays obstinate and people aren't able to move it, it might have to be forced or ordered to move, and somehow, like, you know, legally bound or something like that. But, you know, you might have to be fighting over the contract and fighting over details, fighting over someone that was a partner before, fighting with that person to renegotiate the contract. Okay, but you don't have to spare their feelings at all. Okay, you've got to be shrewd, very focused. You've got to be in it to win it. Absolutely, to come out on top. And to fix this contract that you have. And it seems like it's going to be very balanced, but that's, you know, when things are imbalanced and someone's got more, and then when things come to balance, that person who had more, it feels like they lost, but really it's just fair. So things are coming into a balance. So those who have little and those who have too much, some people are going to be happy and feel like, oh, wow, I won. I'm super, super successful. Some people are going to feel like, oh, I lost. Yes, you did gain and you did lose, but ultimately the stuff came out balanced and is fair. Okay, and it's a good contract. And you've got to just sit and negotiate professionally your contract, just like any celebrity would negotiate their contract before they go into a movie set, or any recording artist would negotiate their contract. You know, okay, you've got to sit there, you've got to negotiate it out, and you've got to, and with these three kings, I think that you're going to have strong male support, but I think you're going to have strong male support. I think you're going to have strong male support in different areas. Someone may be there for you emotionally and sensitively. Someone may be there inspiring you and giving you passion and fire. And someone may be there giving you some money and some material assets and resources and advice and things like that. These different male figures that may be, giving you those gifts of frankincense, myrrh, and gold, so that you're able to survive. So ultimately, I do see that there is competitive energy here. I see that it's very airy and earthy versus watery. Okay, and fiery. So that may suggest conversations about stability and planning about stability that is going to, making really good plans for stability, having like really good plans. Okay, so that's what I would urge you to do. Make some really good plans about stuff. Okay, this is the end. Don't just like me, love me, sub me, and ring my bell, baby. Okay? You can call me Lucky anytime.